If your dog enjoys swimming, or if you're going on long hikes and they're drinking from lakes and from streams, then at this time of year you really need to know all about blue-green algae poisoning in dogs. Stick around. Hi, I'm Dr. Alex from ourpetshealth.com, where my aim is to help you and your pet live a healthier, happier life. So definitely consider subscribing if that's something you're interested in. And today I wanted to just give you a reminder of the risk that blue-green algae can cause to our dogs. It can kill them within 15 minutes if it's producing something called a neurotoxin. So it shuts down the body's nerve supply, causes paralysis, they can't breathe and they die. There is another poison which actually then knocks out the liver, and that causes death several days to weeks after a dog has been exposed to the toxin. And to make matters worse, they only need to drink a really small amount for the blue-green algae to be poisonous. So, it's really important that you're aware of this. I've been seeing lots of reports of blue-green algae poisoning over the last couple of weeks. So I've already done a video about that, and I'll leave that link down in the description below and at the end of this video. So definitely check that out if you want more details. But I just wanted to remind you how to recognize blue-green algae. It's generally something that's found in on ponds and in lakes, and also in slow flowing rivers, and it can occur in a couple of different ways. So you can see bluey, greeny, kind of brown mats floating on top of the water, or you can see a really kind of discoloration of the water. It can look a little bit like pea soup, so really kind of thick green pea soup color, or sometimes it can appear as like a paint swirl, a greeny bluey paint swirl on top of the water. So that's what blue-green algae looks like. A couple of common algae that you might kind of see and you might mistake it for. The first one is duckweed. Now that is quite distinctive, so it looks like lots of tiny mini lily pads floating on the water. That is not blue-green algae, so it's not something to be worried about. And also the other kind of mats that you can see, the other algal mats, look like hair. They're very kind of fine strands, thread-like strands, and again, that's generally not going to be blue-green algae. Like I say, check out the full guide that I've also written on the website, which is linked down below, which takes you through different ways that you can actually run some tests to see if what you're seeing is blue-green algae. So the other thing you can do is you can check on your local environmental agency or your local council to see what monitoring they do and if there are any alerts for any water bodies, any lakes, ponds or rivers near where you are. That's very important to do. And again, I'll leave a link down in the description below which will take you through to each state's record if you're in the US. If you're in the UK or in Canada or other parts of the world, then if you just Google your local authority, you should be able to find that quite nicely. And then finally, there is an app called a Bloom Watch app, and what that does is it's got a lot of different pictures, so you can help you identify what blue-green algae looks like, so you can become familiar with that. You can also see if there are any reports in your area, and you can also report any suspect findings that you come across as well, just to help other pet owners steer clear of that particular area. I do understand there is a test kit that's going to become available fairly soon, so keep your eyes out for that. That would be a great way that you can test any water that you've got suspicions about before you let your dog swim or drink from it. If you did want to learn more about blue-green algae poisoning, if you just check the video that's linked on the screen now, and I'll also link to my complete guide to blue-green algae poisoning over at ourpetshealth.com. So definitely head over and check that out, because it contains a lot more information than is in both these videos combined. So stay safe this autumn, and until next time, I'm Dr. Alex. This is Our Pets Health, because they're family.